Is this something that actually happened?
That's the reaction Omar Austin received when he posted the question from his daughter's anatomy assignment on Facebook.
You know, we're very lucky to have the internet. It allows us to circumvent the biased national news media dinosaurs and get information to each other from which we can actually learn. And we've got a big one about public education just for you. This one comes to us via a local television station in Jacksonville, Florida, and a concerned father named Omar Austin, who discovered a very perplexing and frustrating homework assignment that was given to his daughter in 11th grade anatomy class at the wonderful high school called Westside High in Jacksonville. And it reads,
Ursula was devastated when her boyfriend broke up with her after having sex. To get revenge, she had sex with his best friend the next day.
Ursula had a beautiful baby girl 9 months later.
The question is about blood types and continues, if her baby daddy is her ex-boyfriend, what could her baby's possible blood types not be?
Isn't that just wonderful? Warms the heart, doesn't it? Yes, indeed. And evidently, Mr. Austin's heart was warmed as well, warmed enough that he posted about this on Facebook. And in response, the Duval County School District, which oversees Jacksonville High, issued their own little announcement to the public saying, hey, we didn't know anything about this. It wasn't part of our public assessment. Now, this is a school district which, according to its own records, had in its coffers over $1 billion for the school year 2017 to 2018. That's $1 billion local, state, and federal tax dollars. Do you think next year they're going to have more money or less money after they play their Lady Macbeth and say, oh, we had nothing to do with it? After this insult to a child, to the taxpayers, to the parents, do you think they'll get more or less cash next time? And this is actually a great example of how we can compare a market system to a government-run system. Because in a government-run system, they don't have to please the customer. They just have to please the politicians or the unions or both. In a market system, the people who actually use it can withdraw their money. Here, the taxpayers can't withdraw their money unless they actually try to move someplace else where another tax system will do exactly the same sort of thing. This is a great example of how America used to function without government-run schools and how bad the government-run school systems have become. Without choice, without competition, you get a downward spiral in quality. In fact, what you actually get is people fighting against each other. There might actually be some people who think that that question is appropriate, that somehow it's important for children to be given all of these sorts of ideas in the 11th grade. Ideas such as premarital sex, out-of-wedlock birth, baby daddies, and revenge sex. They might think so, and they might get upset if the system is changed the other way. Who knows? One thing's for sure, we can't test it because it's not a market system. If this were a market system and a private school did something like this, I really wonder whether they would get more money next year or less money next year. Whether they would even be in business next year might be a major question. So big thanks to you on the internet for checking us out at MRC TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and to spread the word about this, because this sort of information is often not covered in the national news media. And thank goodness we get to share it with each other. And thank goodness Mr. Austin had the courage to step forward and tell people what was happening at Westside High in Jacksonville, Florida.
The fact that, you know, she's having sex with one guy, and to get revenge on this guy, she has sex with his best friend the next day. I mean, that's just not something that I want to teach any student.
For MRC TV, I'm Gardner Goldsmith.